Welcome back to Cutting Edge.
Today we're going to make bao buns
From the previous episode,
with shredded beef, and it's an east meets west meets north meets south kind of recipe.
wow, kinda rich.
Oh yeah, it is. I have here 2.5 kilo of beef shoulder or chuck, and I want to cut this into, let's say, 4 big pieces. I could cook it whole, but I want to get some more surface area for searing and browning. And that kind of fat here, I'm going to leave it in because we're going to cook it a long time, so it will render out nicely. It's a beautiful cut of beef, actually. Was this local?
Yeah, it's Greek production.
Oh, it looks very good. Very nice colors on this. Here we go. And now I want to season this with some plain sea salt. Flip them over. Actually, we want to do this a couple of times because we want to get the sides also. We want all sides salted. Something like that. And then let's get them over so we can get them seared. I have here a large cast iron pot running on medium high, and I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of peanut oil. Peanut oil has a nice high smoke point, which will help us here with the searing. Now we're going to add our beef. If your pot is not this big, then you can do it in batches, but here I can fit them all. And now we want to let them go till we get a nice brown sear on them. When you see this, then it's time to give them a flip. That looks really good. Let's get them out so we can continue with our onion. Now look at that nice font down there. That's going to give a lot of flavor. Now I'm going to add the onion at the same high temperature, and then in 2 minutes I will turn it down, but I want them to char a little bit because I want some dark flavors in this sauce.
How many onions have you
This
chopped
is
there?
2 large red onions, and they are sliced, not chopped finely, but sliced so that we get some pieces of onion in our final shredded beef. Now that I have some nice brown charred onions here, I'm going to create space in the middle. And I turned down 2 minutes ago the heat, so it's a little bit not that crazy hot. A little bit more oil. Then I'm going to add first our garlic. I have here 3 large cloves of garlic. And then I have 3 tablespoons of minced ginger. You can dial this down if you don't like this much ginger, but I love chunks of ginger and things like this. 20-30 seconds to get fragrant. And then I'm going to add our spice mixture, which is 2 tablespoons of paprika powder, 2 tablespoons of cumin, 1 tablespoon of freshly cracked black pepper, and 1 tablespoon of mustard powder. And we want to fry that a little bit to release the flavors. That smells good.
Very aromatic.
Just 10-15 seconds, not more. Then I'm going to add tomato paste, 2 large tablespoons of tomato paste. I think actually 3 because I have a lot of sauce here, so 3 of those. And then I'm going to mix that in and let that fry also a little bit. And now, once this is nice and mixed, then we are going to deglaze with a bit of sake. I would say 100 ml, like that. to get the rest of the fond off the bottom of the pan. Look at that color. Really beautiful. Now we just let that steam off the alcohol.
What is the percentage of the alcohol in sake?
This one is 15%. It can vary.
It's
like
not that bad.
No,
it's
no,
like
no.
a good wine.
Good wine or a fortified wine, but something in that category. I just wanted rice wine in this because we're doing this fusion.
Extra fusion. I mean,
Yeah, we can call it that.
there's nuclear fusion.
So now we have a nice paste here. I'm gonna add a liter of beef broth.
Homemade.
Of course, that's homemade. And then I'm gonna put in half a liter of dark beer. This is Irish Stout. Could be another, could be Guinness. Depends what
Are
you
we
feel
drinking here or cooking?
like. We're cooking. I'm not a big fan of dark beer unless it's in food. We're gonna add, let's say 3 tablespoons of 1, 2, 3 of low sodium soy sauce.
Good, because normally it becomes too salty.
Exactly. And then I have some regular Sriracha here that we're gonna add like maybe 3 tablespoons as well. It's gonna be a big pot, so a couple of tablespoons of that. There we go. And then we bring that back to a simmer. After that, we're gonna add in our beef again, tug it in nicely here. Like this. That looks really good. And it doesn't matter that it's not totally covered. I will explain that. Once we have it in, then we're gonna add 1 whole ancho chili, dried ancho chili.
Yeah, and I was thinking you won't put anything spicy in there.
Of course. 3 bay leaves. Put that in there. And then one little trick that you need to learn. Rinds of Parmesan. When you're doing stews like this, it just gives amazing flavor and texture to your sauce. And then we're gonna cover this up. This is heavy. And then we're gonna stuff it in the oven at 150. We have it running there, and we're gonna stuff it in. Ooh, that's a heavy pot. And now we let it simmer in here for 2 hours. After 1 hour about, we're gonna flip the meat and then let it go 1 more hour. Time to check. Let me lift that out. Wow, it is heavy.
That's quite big.
Ooh, that looks good. And it smells really good.
It smells, yeah.
Let me just get this off. Because
I start to get hungry now, honey.
well, there's still a couple of hours to go here, trust me.
Yeah.
But I just want to flip it over, and then I'm going to stuff that ancho down there again. Put this back. And then back in the oven for another hour. Another hour in, let's see where we are.
Wow.
Ooh, that
was
smells
steamy.
really good. Let me just get my gloves up. I want to take a little bit of a tester with a fork here to see where we are.
Is it soft enough?
Not yet, but we are definitely getting there. It is soft, but it's not totally shreddable yet.
Yeah.
But I think we will be there in maybe less than an hour, actually.
Maybe 40 more minutes or
Yeah.
so.
Let me flip them over one more time. I'll try not to burn you this time.
Yeah, try, baby.
Just give them a flip like this. But then with the sauce, the question is, shall we leave it a little bit open to reduce?
Yeah, maybe half
I
an
think a
hour
little
or
bit.
so.
Yeah, I think we will put the lid like tilted a little bit,
Yeah.
a little bit
Okay.
ajar, so that we get some of the steam out and let it thicken up a little bit. So if we do it like this, I would say, I guess that would work. Back in, and let's give it half an hour, 45. Check again, because we don't want to get the meat dry. Let's see where we are. Well, I'm getting my exercise today.
I was thinking the exact same thing. You did your gym today.
Wow, that looks good. Let's see how we are doing with the meat here. See. Oh, Gala, this is perfect.
It does fall apart.
This is perfect. Now all we want to do is we want to let this cool down a little bit so that the meat reattracts the juices. Otherwise it's going to be dry in the meat. But I want to take out the anchovies and I want to take out the rinds of Parmesan if I can find them. And then in half an hour or so, we're going to shred it into the sauce. It's going to be perfect. Time for assembly. And see how nicely they open up. It's just perfect.
It's the oil in between that helps. So.
And then we want to give it a little bit of our sticky sauce here on the inside. There's going to be a nice little savory addition to this. Beautiful it is. And then we're going to take some of our shredded beef. We have shredded it not too finely. We want to have some texture to this, so it's going to taste really nice. Couple of sticks of carrot. It's beautiful. Some cucumber. I mean, you could do this in tacos, actually. But now it's Bao Bun time. A little bit of cilantro leaves. That's gonna give some nice flavor and aroma to this. And then the only thing I want to add is a little bit of pickled red onion. And I think we're about there. Look at that, if that's not beautiful.
Let's give it a try.
Absolutely.
Ooh. The bun's perfect.
It's perfect and it's so fluffy.
I'm gonna die.
And with the shredded beef, it actually matches nicely to mix Latin America with Bao Buns like this.
It's perfect, and all the condiments inside and everything. I love it. This is
Very
very
good.
cool. You can try it at home any day.